everyone, I'm Priyanka, or you can call me Coach Pri. So a lot of people have been asking me lately, hey Pri, what are some of the best product management books that you recommend for me to read? And while I have read some and they have helped me, I do think that I have learned more from non-product management books than product management books. And that is because I look at product management and even leadership as much of an art as a science, and there's a lot of nuances to it. As you know, product management is a mixture of UX, which is user experience, and technology and business. If you remember seeing a Venn diagram ever on the internet, with the customer right in the middle, right? And so I think I would love to share with you today my list of books that have helped me become an amazing product leader. So here we go. The first book that I'm going to recommend is Malcolm Gladwell's Blink. And if you haven't read this book already, I do recommend you check it out and read it. And this is important because if you're a product leader, you're often in front of customers, maybe external customers, trying to buy your product and decide yes or no, or you're doing a demo, or you're in front of internal customers. Either way, it helps you realize that there's a lot more to the art and science of decision making as humans than we ever realized. And a lot of these decisions happen literally in a blink. So I think it's very applicable to product management and highly recommend you check it out. The second book that I recommend you read is Trevor Noah's Born a Crime, if you haven't read it already. It's really funny, it's a good reason to read it. But also from a product leadership perspective, there are so many instances when Trevor talks about how he started his first business and sort of this hustle mindset that he developed that helped him throughout his life as he evolved into comedy and other areas. And there's a fun example of how when he was back in South Africa, I think in high school or whatnot, he would literally run to the lunch truck. And because he was a really fast runner, he turned that into a business where, you know, the white kids would pay money to run really fast to the lunch truck, get early in line for them so that they could have their food in time, and then he would run back and he would charge them a commission for it. And I just thought that I have a lot of respect for hard work and hustle as well. And I was in New York for many years and often being called a hustler. So definitely, I think as a PM, this mentality of trying to figure things out when you have no idea and making things work when you have no idea how is a really important mentality to have, and it also takes some courage to do that. And so definitely recommend you check out Trevor's story for that. The third book I do recommend you read is The 5 Keys of Mindful Communication by Susan Chapman. And I came across this book accidentally at the Mountain View bookshop called East West Bookshop, which has a nice collection of spiritual books and psychological books. And this has been one of the best books I've read during the pandemic. And why is because communication is such a key part of a product leader's job and any leader's job, actually. And it introduces this concept of red, yellow, green light communication to help us tune in with our own emotions and what's going on, that maybe we are in a meeting and the technical debate about the design of the product got a little bit too heated maybe, or we are in an executive meeting and one of the executives openly pointed out that your product roadmap makes no sense. And when we deal with this communication in a defensive way and reactive way, it doesn't serve us, right? And so how do we come out of that and really attune better to ourselves and to others and respond better? So it's an amazing book that helps us realize that there is value in being more connected than sort of thinking us versus them, and really helps you sort of create that bridge between people and being that bridge rather than being the divider, and helps you become a better product leader. The fourth book that I recommend is The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. This is an amazing book that you might have heard about, and I definitely recommend reading it. The 4 agreements are related to things such as not making assumptions or being impeccable to our word, and not taking things personally. And then the last one being always doing our best. And it gives us a lot of sort of power and control back. And I think one of the challenges as a product manager is that you don't have a ton of power and control. You're not the CEO, contrary to what a lot of people might tell you, right? Even if you have a senior director title, you are often very dependent on cross collaboration with the director of engineering and the director of UX and all these other people in order to get your product out the door and say, hey, you know, I did this or my team did this. And so it's very important to think about what assumptions we are making and how our perceptions are affecting maybe our decision making or our work, so that we can make the best decisions and move forward. The 5th book I recommend for you is this book called The Gospel According to Coco Chanel. And it's a really hilarious but also very serious book about business and leadership, and very much applicable to product management and product leaders. So there's this quote about self-invention as an example in this book that says, how many cares one loses when one decides not to be something, but to be someone. And many more quotes like this, many more inspiring stories to really take charge and not ask for permission and go get that job or go get that promotion or establish that nonprofit or whatever you want to do in your career, in your life. And the last book for today's video that I'm going to recommend for you is Mark Manson's book. And I'm not going to pronounce the full name, but it's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a You Know What. And this book was amazing because it is counterintuitive. A lot of the things that are told to us in conventional books and by people and in newsletters and articles is just sort of going in one siloed way. And I think that this book really was amazing for me to say, hey, what are really your priorities? And are you really ready to prioritize your real priorities in order to get where you want to get in life and in your career? And there's just so much more counterintuitive wisdom that you can get from this book. And it's very, very practical, and it's a fast read. So if you can forgive some of the bad language in the book, it is actually a very good and useful book for product management and leadership, because remembering that prioritization, again, and saying no is a key part of the job. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching, and please let me know if you've read any of the books or what you think about it, or if you have any books that you recommend for product management that are not product books, but just really good books. Thank you.